What's up, everybody? How y'all doing today? I'm Anthony. You're watching Palmetto Prepared, and today I wanted to have a little bit of a conversation about the refocusing of my channel and where I'm going to take it. I think if you have a YouTube channel, it's only natural that you eventually evolve over time. You can't stick with the original source material for a lot of different reasons, but one of the main reasons is because you don't want to become stale. And becoming stale, people ain't going to watch it, you're not going to get the view time, people are just going to forget about you. So you have to constantly kind of move around and evolve because no one wants to hear that people talk about the same crap over and over and over again. So that's what I'm going to talk about today, so let's go ahead and get started. Alright, now first things first, what I really wanted to do is I really wanted to thank all of my subscribers. Thank you. Because if it wasn't for y'all, then I really wouldn't be pushing myself to make the quality content that I do, or at least I hope it's quality content. There's a lot of things out there to talk about, but sometimes it gets a little dry. Sometimes I feel like I get a little redundant. And, you know, the creative the creative juices just aren't flowing to the point where it's like, well, you know, do I really need to video something today? I can wait till next week, blah, blah, blah. But by having all y'all support, it really does keep me honest, and it keeps me being able to do things that I normally do and keep it interesting enough that y'all want to actually see it. So I really wanted to thank you. Okay, so one of the things I really wanted to hit first is I'm not changing anything dramatically. This isn't one of those things where like I'm a preparedness homesteading kind of channel and all of a sudden I'm going to start talking about watches. No, like it's not like some sort of really big change like that. The main thing that I'm talking about is the evolution of where I really wanted to go and some of how I've kind of evolved over the course of having my channel. To where I view things a little bit differently than when I first started. Now, when I first started this channel, one of the main focuses I really wanted to hit was emergency preparedness, getting people ready for that time that storms come or they can't leave their house for a week or something like that. I wanted to make sure everybody is basically prepared. Now, there's only so much that you can talk about basic preparedness before you start getting, like I said, a little bit redundant. So I think that my past 100 videos will really hit that basic level of preparedness, that 3-day kit, 72-hour kit kind of thing, your get home bags, all that stuff, just the basics of basic. And what I really wanted to do is I really wanted to evolve into something bigger and better, that way I can kind of inject a little bit of new into my channel. So that's what I'm going to do here. Now, one of the main things I had to write it on note cards because last time I tried this I kept rambling. So one of the things I really wanted to focus on is the slow collapse. I think if we are going to have I wouldn't say SHTF scenario, but I think if, as preppers in 2019 going on to 2020, one of the main things that is really going to actually, happen is there's going to be a slow collapse. Like, that means, job loss. Inflation's really going to start spiking. People are going to be living paycheck to paycheck. I mean, let's face it, the debt levels in America are not going down. People are borrowing money at these crazy rates, and all it takes is a whole bunch of layoffs to hit, and next thing you know, we're all kind of SOL. So basically what I'm really trying to say here is I'm going to try to focus on keeping everything simple. We're going to go back to that and really start focusing on self-reliance. I want to make sure that my family has a whole bunch of quality food on the table. I want to make sure that there's no more box dinners and we're not going to eat fast food, that we're really being able to eat things out of storage, things that you can normally buy that are readily available, that aren't crazy expensive. I really want to be able to take care of myself. I think preventative medicine is probably one of the best solutions to where we're kind of headed. You don't want to be so far gone that when something does happen, you need medical assistance because of where you're currently at. So if you can try to nip a lot of those problems in the bud now, then hey, even better. I also want to focus on getting away from the TV, more or less to get away from the way that politics is really going to start ramping up these days. I'm pretty sure since we are about a year out now from the 2020 election, things are going to get 10 times worse than they already are, to the point where I don't even really want to watch TV. Just there's so much slander and hatred and just bad stuff going on out there. I really don't think anyone actually wants to see that. So I want to focus on putting out quality of stuff for you. That way you don't have to watch TV and you can actually watch something better on YouTube. So what I'm trying to say is on this channel in the next probably 100 videos, you're going to see me starting to waver into things that I'm not so comfortable with. Things that I'm really trying for the first time myself, or things that I've tried before, wasn't good at, and I really need to work on, because I think that's exactly what we should be doing. We should be trying things that we're not comfortable with, and we should be trying to make ourselves experts in things that we just aren't naturally gifted at. And so that means I'm going to be really trying to add on the intensive gardening techniques. I have a garden. I have you've seen my garden before, or at least most of it, to a point where it's like you see what the space I have to deal with, but I really want to expand it, and I want to try new things, and I want to try putting things close together, square foot gardening, really trying to mess with beneficials, compatibility, making sure I grow the good plants next to each other, and it's all trial and error, and I really wanted to bring that to y'all so y'all can see what I'm doing as well. I also want to set up a better orchard. I have 2 apple trees, a fig tree, a whole bunch of blueberries around, but I really wanted to set up something else as well, but I got to tear down a lot of woods to do it. So I'm pushing back the undergrowth, the understory of a lot of the forgottenness that the last owners of the house, just let go. I'm trying to cut all that back so I can really put in a good quality orchard full of native plants, especially native fruits from my area, from North America, to where I really don't have to worry about spraying any kind of chemicals on them, and they're just going to succeed that way. I also want to focus on growing my own grains. I'm a big believer in making sure that if you are going to survive, it's not going to happen off vegetables like squash or tomatoes, like fruits like tomatoes and cucumbers. Like, if you want to survive, you're going to really have to focus on growing staple grains like wheat, buckwheat, oats, rye, that kind of stuff. And a lot of people, hey, they all have vegetable gardens, but how many people actually grow their own grains? I mean, corn, yes, but beyond that, really. And that's what I really wanted to focus on, especially this next year coming up. Same thing with creating my own power. I wanted to make sure I have my own power. I want to incorporate a solar system. I really like what some people are doing. Obviously, Reed's the mastermind at doing that, but I also like things like what Lewis over at Mosaic Master One are doing. The simple 12-volt systems. I mean, Reed's got a really good 12-volt system. I think that's what I'm going to end up doing, especially for a lot of outdoor lighting, because I do like the security of having outdoor lighting, not to mention a simple circuit setup inside. I really wanted to focus on that as well. But when it comes down to a lot of the food preparations, one of the things I really wanted to hit on here was outdoor cooking. I'm going to be doing a lot more outdoor cooking on this channel. I think a lot of people actually need to see that, because it's there's more to life than just buying fast food or cooking things on a stove, on an electric stove inside. I have an electric stove and have an electric oven. Well, if my power's out, or I don't want to waste my juice from my batteries, if I say I am off the grid or whatever happens, then I'm going to make sure I need to cook outside. And in order to do that, I can't just cook over a fire pit all the time. So I'm going to try to build a better outdoor cooking setup. I would really like to do a brick oven at some point. And that's going to be definitely in the works over this next year, so keep tuned for that. Same thing with my baking. I've always made breads, like a simple, like a hearty bread, but I've been really playing around with different types, learning about hydration rates. I want to do a proper sourdough. Can you hear that cow? That cow is he is going nuts. I hope the microphone picked that up, because that's just hilarious. But I really want to learn like a proper sourdough. Doing my starter. I used to have a starter, I let it die, but my sourdough is never anything super special. I really want to get better at that, because I think a good sourdough, not having to worry about having a packet of yeast all the time, will really pay off and really help out, especially if there is a collapse. But it will pay off especially for a slow collapse, because yes, you may not be able to go out and buy your food, because you're on a really tight budget. So being able to make something at home for literally cents on the dollar will be aces, and that's what I really want to bring out here. So I really, that kind of moves into, I want to continue with building things. I got plans to build a firewood shed, because all my firewood's sitting on my covered porch right now, and underneath my barn. I really want to reclaim some of my places in my barn, so I want to take that wood out of there, put it in its own firewood shed, so I don't have to worry about that. And I'm going to explore medicines. Medical, I've always told people medical and communications are always my weakest links. So if I can really kind of focus on holistic style, medicinal herbs, making tinctures, that kind of stuff, then I'm going to do it. So I really want to focus on that as well. So that's just some of the stuff that's going to come down the pike. You're still going to see some of the, gun videos or the me ranting about some kind of stuff videos that some of y'all really enjoy. But I really wanted to focus on a lot more cooking, a lot more outdoor stuff, kind of bring everybody a little bit more into my personal side of the slow collapse and what I really think is going to happen. So, having a slow collapse, there's a lot of things that are going to come with that, and people are really going to start feeling things in their wallet. So being able to put out information on a free platform like YouTube is going to be, I think, beneficial, especially when people start doing a lot more cord cutting, because cable is just going to be one of the first things that gets cut. So that's why I really wanted to put out a good amount of information here, so I have an outlet for y'all, so y'all can see something besides whatever the crap they're trying to put on TV, try to push people in a divisive way to one side or the other. I mean, there's so much more life than that, and that's what I really wanted to bring here. So if you like my video, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. If you are a new subscriber here, welcome. I hope to put out some really good information for y'all, and I will catch y'all later, all right?